Okay, so without taking more time, we'll start the session. So, dear all, hello everyone. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Dear authors and invited guests, myself, Harsh Soni, and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the ninth International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies. This conference is organized in a hybrid mode. Physical event was held on 19th of December 2024, and for today and yesterday was for is for digital mode. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations, and each presenter will be given 8 minutes for the presentation and 2 minutes for the question and answers. On 7 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder so that you can conclude your presentation on given duration. There's a one another request to all the authors that you may all please stay connected with us till the closing remark so we can capture the good memories of this virtual conference. And if you have any query or any update, you can write it to me directly in the chat box. So just before we get started, I'd like to introduce you all to the chair for the session, Dr. Nilesh Popat Savle. Dr. Nilesh Savle is currently working as an assistant professor and head Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Artificial Intelligence at Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology, Pune, India. Dr. Nilesh Savle has overall 15 years of academic experience. He has published 50 plus papers in national international conferences and journals. He had filed and published 14 patents and 3 copyrights. He is the author of a couple of books with an international publisher like Lambert. Yes, sir, we welcome you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so moving forward for the our first presentation, first we have Chinmay Seth, and he's going to present on isolation enhancement techniques for MIMO antennas in wireless communication system, a comprehensive review.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon.
Yes, Chinmay. Good afternoon. You may please proceed with your presentation.
Okay, can I share the screen?
Yes, you can. Please.
Okay, thank you. So, is my screen visible, Harsh?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, okay. So, good afternoon, all. So, today, myself, Chinmay Shetty, and with my team, Varat Kabra and Omkar Mali, I am here to present uh, my presentation on design and analysis of MIMO antenna, on which we have done a comprehensive review for the isolation techniques of MIMO antenna. So this is the content of our presentation, where we are going to present about the antennas, what are antennas, and what is MIMO system, why MIMO is required, and what are the disadvantages of MIMO, and then to overcome, what are the techniques to overcome the disadvantages of MIMO antenna. So basically, antenna is a transducer which converts the electrical signals into electromagnetic signals to transmit them into a spectrum and receive them from the spectrum. So it is used in wireless communication system. So basically, there are four types of antenna that are CISO. CISO means single input, single output. CMO, single inputs, multiple output. MISO, multiple inputs, single output. And MIMO, multiple input and multiple output. So the in today's world, the MIMO technology is used uh, for advanced communication systems like in 5G and 4G. So basically, what is MIMO system? So MIMO MIMO is a multiple input and multiple outputs system where there are the antenna is developed in such a way that there are multiple antenna elements on a single patch, which are able to transmit multiple signals at a time, and can able to receive multiple signals at a time from receiver side. So, due to MIMO, we get an advantage of good quality, means the signal efficiency and signal quality is increased due to MIMO system. Before, in CISO system, there is only single antenna which is transmitting the signal, and only single antenna at the receiver side which is receiving the signal. So due to which the signal efficiency and signal quality get disturbed, and the signal was also get uh, added by noise. So that's why the data loss problem was also happened in CISO system. So due to which MIMO system was designed to overcome this problem of CISO and CMO system. So basically, why MIMO system is introduced, like to increase the data rate due to the transmission of multiple inputs, and means multiple signals. The data rate can be increased. So large amount of data can be transmitted from transmitter side, and large amount of data can be received from receiver side. Then spectral efficiency is also increased, reliability is also increased, coverage range, and the other factors which are shown on the screen are increased due to MIMO system. So our main focus for publishing this paper was the isolation techniques used to develop MIMO antenna. So isolation techniques are the techniques on which we can uh, means on which we can build the multiple antennas nearer to each other without getting the interference of their electromagnetic signals, which are generated by the each antenna element. Means basically, isolation techniques are used to reduce the mutual coupling between the antenna elements of the MIMO antenna. So there are multiple isolation techniques which we have studied, from which one is the defective ground structure. So defective ground structure is a technique where we add some extra circuitry on ground plane by disturbing the surface of the ground. Means by designing some kind of patterns on ground side of antenna, such as split ring resonators and such kind of things, resonant structure to like it will block the spiking current of generated in the antenna, and it is made directly to ground to avoid the mutual coupling between the antennas, antenna signals. These are the output which we have analyzed from different research papers, multiple research papers, and made. Then second technique is decoupling network. In decoupling network is like here in decoupling network, the between two antenna elements, the uh, capacitive and inductor circuitry is developed between two antenna to reduce the mutual coupling. So this is the widely used techniques in modern communication MIMO systems, like smartphone and IoT also, and in 5G communication system also decoupling network is used. So this is the, you can see this is the S parameter plot for the antenna developed by using decoupling network, where we are getting the return loss of like 59 dB, minus 59 dB, which is the very good reading for good antenna. Then there is the parasitic element. The parasitic element is quietly similar to decoupling network, where we are developing one inductive and capacitive circuit between two antenna elements without connecting them to each other. So here this inductive and capacitive circuit will cut the electromagnetic interference between that two antenna. Means the this parasitic element is acting like a wall between the two antenna elements. So here also we get the return loss of like up to minus 50, up to minus 55 degree, sorry 55 dB. So at 5.4 gigahertz of frequency. Then there comes the metamaterials. It is like metamaterials are the materials, means mixture of different material is used to made one patch, and the antenna is connected to that material to increase uh, the signal efficiency of the antenna. So due to which the antenna can transmit the higher signal without any with means with the low return losses. So here we get the like return losses of minus 36 dB. So last one is the neutralization line, which is the which is like a very rarely used technique in communication system. Here the in neutralization line, the creation of additional coupling path that counteracts the original mutual coupling that occurs due to proximity of element. It's developed proximity of elements, the two antenna elements which are very nearer to each other. So for reduce the mutual coupling between the two antenna elements, this neutralization line circuitry is made to reduce the mutual coupling between the antenna. So here we get the return losses of like minus minus 40 dB at 4.4 gigahertz of frequency. So yes, we have done the analysis using the linear antenna of dielectric constant of 4.4, which is of FR4 substrate. Then the height we have used is 1.6 mm, and we have designed the antenna for 5.8 gigahertz of frequency. And these all and using these three parameters, we have calculated this width of patch, length of patch, and other parameters for designing the antenna. So this was our antenna design. 1 minute. This was our antenna design, which we have designed in the CAD software named ANSYS HFSS, which is used for high frequency simulation. And from that we have analyzed these S parameters, which will show the return losses for the that linear antenna. So these return losses are like minus 21 dB for 5.8 gigahertz of frequency. Then this is the bandwidth, and this is the VSWR for calculating the return loss and the impedance of the antenna. So VSWR range for in case of antenna should be from 0 to 2. In between 0 to 2, it should not go above the range of 2. So that's why our antenna will propagate properly. And this is the radiation patterns of the our antenna which we have designed. And this is the gain plot where we are getting the gain of 4.9 at 5.8 gigahertz of frequency. So basically, this antenna was designed for 5.8 gigahertz of frequency to analyze the uh, analyze the property of linear antenna. So yeah, this was our review and review for our MIMO antenna techniques. So thank you, thank you all.
Okay, so next we have Hitesh Kirit, and he's going to presenting on phishing prevention in the digital age and AIML perspective. Hitesh, are you
So,
here?
yes, I'm here, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Hitesh, you are audible. Please go ahead for the presentation.
Uh, is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, Hitesh, please.
It is visible, right? So I'll go forward. I'm going forward, sir.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, all of you guys. So today I'm here to give my presentation about my research work. So my current topic is phishing prevention in the digital age and AIML perspective. So it's a group effort of 4 people. So our guide, Mr. R.B. Chandran, throughout this entire research, he guided us for this entire for, and we are really grateful to him for giving us this opportunity. Then these two are my team members, Akshay Gawande and Aditya Kadam. Unfortunately, they are not here today with us, but they have really helped me to improve our research work and to foster our research. So first of all, I'll start with the URL structure. So basically, this is the generalized structure of a URL. Here you can see a protocol, multiple domain names, the domain extensions, the folder names, and the resources or the web page whatever is being loaded on the server and the on our computers or PCs or devices. So talking about the feature level, here we have the protocol stack which is HTTP or HTTPS. It means that the level of security which we are having for our web pages or any other applications. So we have here again, it's again divided into multiple domain level. We have subdomain level, top level domains, path structure, and the file extensions. So this all play an important role here in maintaining the security of our application and how it's going to function in the internet. So again, here the main features which we are talking about is the URL length. For phishing websites, you know the length of the phishing website is really small or extremely small. Here the name again, the second one is the domain name. The name of the domain, it should not be suspicious. Presence of HTTPS makes the website really secure and sustainable. Domain registration information, if the domain is registered earlier or it's really older, then it's quite safe. And if it's a phishing website, you may find that the domain has been recently registered, and because of that, phishing can happen. So next one is suspicious words like bitly link or any other type of words which are present here. It again tends to create suspicion to that particular website. Special characters include at the rate, hash, underscore, because this are not used in proper domain names. Going forward, again, the IP address, then we have the URL redirection, whether it's redirect directly to some other different website. Suspicious path, again, here, as I mentioned earlier, top level domains and dots, like un unchecked use of dots here plays an important role in identifying the phishing websites, and URL encoding at the last. So again, I'll give a brief demo or explanation what phishing is. Okay, now phishing is a cyber threat which where hackers or uh, unidentified players, they try to steal our password, credit card details, or personal data. Here it causes huge damage to our to our information, because if we lose our information, there may be a financial loss and information breach. So traditional phishing methods were blacklist and manual verification, where they used to manually fool the individual users. But today, in recent ways, we can track these phishing websites by using AIML techniques and using multiple classifiers. So this is the generalized phishing architecture. Here you can see basically the attacker sends some deceptive concept to the content to the target. Then the target gets, enters some, if he enters their details into the phishing website, all the sensitive data will go to the attacker, and then attacker will again plot again give the data to the original website, and take some credentials and fake profit and take profit from it. So again, here it's an important procedure to it's an important thing to stop these attacks. So this is the explanation of the architecture. Here the attacker uses pre-packed malware kits or bugs or viruses, to steal data. Deceptive content is loaded. The victim is isolated from the legitimate source, so that fake site and the fake site is created which appears similar. And then information, so victim is tricked into revealing sensitive information like login credentials or through counterfeit forms or pages. Then the credentials are harvested, like credentials are taken through the website. Then fraudulent use, phase 4A and 5A, that shows that monetary gains or identity theft may take place. So now these are the types of phishing. In our paper, we have covered four basic types of phishing. The first one is email phishing. When in this type of phishing, the attacker, it tries to cheat the receiver by sending them sending an forged email or masquerading that such that they appear as a legitimate email, but the user gets fooled, and he enters information in that email. So again, information loss takes place. Spear phishing is like it is more targeted compared to a spam. It becomes like it is a specialized technique that it sends personalized emails to a user so that he again thinks that it's really legitimate, and hence gets trapped into this attack. Clone phishing is like the form of a cyber attack where the authenticated already the uh, an authenticated or sent mail is copied using the recipient's address, and the criminal will replace all the authenticate links with his own links, and the spoofing takes place basically. And here that you can say that more, and it's done on large scale nowadays. It's one of the best attempt from the hackers to steal information. Whaling is again a type of spear phishing. High profile targets, such as in whaling, high profile targets like executives or influential individuals are targeted here. So in our paper, we have discussed methods to stop it. Basically, we made a survey of all the classifying techniques which are used in many popular papers. The first one is random forest. It's a machine learning algorithm. Basically, it creates an ensemble or a connection of decision trees to mark the predictions. So like it combines multiple trees. So basically, it improves the accuracy and reduces overfitting because it can handle large data sets, and normalization usually takes place at much simpler level. Now, the second algorithm which we found really helpful is SVM, support vector machine. It's really an optimal hyperplane. Basically, it creates an hyperplane. After creating a hyperplane, there are two positive sides: the positive hyperplane and the negative hyperplane. It tries to maximize the margin between the data points of different class and classification tasks. So again, it classifies them based on legitimate and phishing. After, when we have the convolution neural network, CNN, it's a deep learning algorithm. Like it basically works best on structured or grid type data, such as images. It uses convolution, pooling, and fully connected layers to automatic. It involves to pattern identification. It identifies a pattern, and based on that, it works significantly. The last one is naive Bayes. It works on Bayes theorem. It assumes individual probabilities between features, and like it is used for classification tasks. It is also used in detection, spam email detection. Now this is the flow chart which we have researched about. At first, there are URL data sources, valid URLs, and malicious URLs. Then you can say that we can apply cross validation to validate the information. Then the data is split into training and testing data set. So we can take it into any ratio, 70 by 30 or 60 by 40, based upon our needs. Then the model is trained based on the classifier. Then the trained model is again given some input, and threat classification based on that happens. So it takes place. So it's again an important step. So in our research paper, we surveyed around 25 papers, and we found that algorithms like random forest, SVM, knife based, and CNN are the most efficient and important techniques which we can use. So this is the results which we have found, that it's again the data sets which we have found. So there are multiple. So this entire graph shows you the what number of papers they have used this classifiers and the data sets. So basically, SVM is used by 10, 10 papers. Random forest was used by 9. Naive is again by 9 papers, and CNN was used in 7 papers out of 25. So these are the top training algorithms, and all these algorithms are used in a hybrid manner. So all these are the main algorithms, but there are again small supporting algorithms. So now on the other part, we have the data sets. Now the fish tank is the most popular data set, which is used in 15 papers, again followed by UCIML repository. Then we have the Alexa phishing dataset, Fishpedia, and OpenFish. Now this entire result summarizes our whatever findings we have done in our survey paper. So these are our references. We have referred multiple papers and different types of books and articles to conclude our research. So that's enough. So that's from my side. Thank you all for listening to me.
Now this fishing, it is, I think so, we are working on it from last 10 years, 10, 15 years. What is novelty in this? What do you think that your major contribution for this it is?
So, like, can you like I didn't get the question. Like, can you just repeat again?
We are having number of researchers which are done on this attack, and the same things are done again and again. So how you can differentiate your work from the existing work? What is novelty in your work?
So like we are trying to implement a hybrid model basically that will include multiple different classifiers. So like
Yet
in
it is
most of
not
the
implemented, or have you implemented, or you have just proposed it?
we have sir we are working on it. Initially we have proposed it. So the
Hmm.
flowchart it was a proposal model, and now we are working on it basically. It's not done yet, but we are currently working on it. So in our model basically there we are trying to include more number of classifiers, more dense layers, and more types of uh, again in classifier we are trying to combine random forest with different types of classifiers, so that we are trying to improve. And in most of the paper, one interesting thing that in most of the papers, they have not completely utilized the data set. The data sets are in such huge amount that they have only utilized 20% or 30% of the data sets. And again, and they have calculated the accuracy and plotting based on that. So we are trying to include more percentage. Like we are trying to go till 70 or 80% of the data set, because the data sets are around, they have millions, and you can say multiple millions of data entries. So that's what we are trying to current recently to do, and our next goal would be completely generating a model. And we are trying, sir, we are trying to again not only based on phishing attacks, but we are also trying to find out different types of other cyber threats like blacklisting and manual link spoofing also, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hitesh, for your presentation. Now, I'd like to invite next presenter, Tanmay Deo, and he's going to present on reconstructing damaged images using image in painting. Tanmay, you may please proceed with your presentation.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm like whether my voice is audible or not.
Yes, you're audible.
I'm audible, right? Okay. Just let me share my screen.
Not yet.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, now it is visible.
No, it's visible. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So I am Tanmay Dev, and it is both an honor and privilege to present our work on reconstructing damaged images using image in painting. And I feel truly delighted to be a part of this information and communication technology for computer strategy conference, and to have the opportunity to share our research with such a distinguished audience. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tanmay, and I am presenting our work on reconstructing damaged images using image in painting. So this presentation is on behalf of my co-authors like Jun, Ishan, and Dr. Mandasar, who is our guide. And from the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication at ICTCS Pune Institute of Computer Technology. So in this presentation, I will be covering the following points, which are like what is image in painting, then the real life implementation and its evolution, then why we choose GANs and the block diagram of the model, and the performance evaluation parameters related to those, and the conclusion and the key takeaways. So let's get started. So please move on to the next slide. Hello. Yeah. So what is image in painting? So let us first start understanding by what image inpainting means. So image inpainting refers to the process of filling in the missing or corrupted parts of an image. So the main goal here is to produce a seamless reconstruction that looks natural and coherent with the surrounding areas. So this technique is a crucial tool in the field of image processing. So the few applications which we know. So uh, uh, some of the common applications of image inpainting are like photo restoration, so reviving old or damaged photographs to restore their original quality. Then object removal, removing unwanted objects from images or videos and filling the gap. Then also in medical imaging, so it enhances or restoring images for better analysis in the medical diagnostic, and even in the film and video production, where seamlessly editing footages can be done without missing any corrupted scenes. So moving on to the next slide. So here are some of the real life implementations. So some of the real life implementations are like Adobe's Photoshop content aware fill. So like which intelligently fills the missing image areas. Then we have NVIDIA's image inpainting tool, which is known for handling complex scenarios. Also, we have Google Photos a cleanup tool, so which is also which allows users to remove the unwanted objects from the images. So this tool showcase the increasing relevance on the inpainting in our digital lives. Now I would like to proceed to the evolution of image inpainting. So now let's take a look at how the image inpainting has evolved. So at the beginning, there are two traditional methods. One could be like the manual restoration methods. So early in image inpainting involved, so like hand retouching photographs, often performed by artists and restoration experts, were made. Then in the partial differential equation, so early digital techniques used partial differential equation based methods to propagate information from surrounding areas into the missing regions. So this method was effective for smaller regions and the simple textures, but it was limited to but it limited for complex details. So basically it used the partial differential equations to fill the surrounding areas and then move into the core area. That was the gist of it. Then moving on to the early computational approaches, which is the exemplar based method. So here, okay, it seems like, yeah. So here the automated techniques that filled the missing regions by copying and pasting patches from undamaged part of the image, while effective for textures, and this method struggle with the complex structures and large missing areas. Then for the deep learning, then it moved to the evolution for the deep learning model. So here we have machine learning and deep learning GAN based models. So in the GAN models, so the transformed image inpainting, so it enables more realistic and complex reconstructions by learning complex contextual and structural relationships with the image. So today we are going to understand GAN and related work. So could you please move to the next slide? Yeah. So why GAN? So why particularly GAN? So it gives us, so there are basically four major features. Oh, sorry. So why GAN? So there are major four reasons. So first one is the realistic image generation. So GANs are highly effective at generating realistic images by learning complex patterns from the data, and which makes them ideal for tasks like image inpainting. Then we have ability to handle complex structures. Then GANs can fill in the missing areas of an image even when the missing region involves complex structures like textures, edges, or shapes. So this capability is crucial for maintaining the integrity of the image, and it ensures that the inpainting work across is varied and challenging scenarios. Then we have competitive learning. So GAN uses a generator and a discriminator that compete against each other, so leading to the continuous improvement in the quality of the inpainted images. So the generator creates inpainted regions while the discriminator evaluates the results, driving the model towards the higher accuracy. So that is the major reason. Then it is also the state of art performance. Now moving on to the block diagram. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is the model block diagram. And so as we can see here, it's the training. So there are two phases basically. The first one is the training phase, and the other one is the testing phase. So overall process, we can summarize it as following. So first we start with an input damaged image. Then we perform some processings on it, like resizing it, and then performing normalization on it, and then we pass it to the generator model. Then here, when we pass it to the generator model, generator creates a relevant through it. So it generates the initial imprinted image, which is passed to the discriminator. In the discriminator network, the training data sets, like the real images and the generated images from generator, both are compared, and the discriminator decides like which is the fake image and which is the real image. So now, based on that output, there is the based on the discriminator's output. So we have the loss calculations and the optimizations, and according to those, we adjust the weights of generator network as well as the discriminator network. So, and finally, we get the final reconstructed image. So in the testing phase, basically, we have the damaged image. We perform the our initial processings, and then we pass it to the GN model. So in GN model, basically the generator is there, and on the basis of the previous training, generator generates the missing portion, and then we get the final reconstructed image. Now the question arises, like how much is the generated image like relevant, or what is the accuracy of it? So for that we are using three major parameters, so which are the performance evaluation parameters. So these three parameters are basically Frechet inception distance FID, perceptual image distance score PIDS, and unique image distance score UIDS. So in brief, I'll just explain in one line what are these. So FID is basically, it evaluates the quality and diversity of generated images by comparing the statistical distribution of real and generated images in the feature space of the pre-trained inception model. Whereas your PIDS is, in PIDS, it quantifies how perceptually similar the generated images are to the real images, and it is from the perspective of a human. So it doesn't look from a perspective of a machine, but from a perspective of a human, which gives us an advantage. Then UIDS, it evaluates the diversity of the generated image by measuring the differences between their feature representations. Now, for the results and conclusion part, moving on to the next slide. Yeah, so here in our review paper, we have compared multiple reference papers, and we have come to the conclusion, like this is the conclusion part. So here we basically, on the x-axis we can see there are multiple models, and on the y-axis there are various parameters. So as we can see, there are, on the basis of three parameters, which are FID, PIDS, and UIDS, the models are segregated. So on the right hand side, we have MAT model and the GN model. So this is basically the GN model and the transformer based model. So both of this model gave us a very good accuracy and very good required parameters for image imprinting. So so that is, and there are various applications of image imprinting in our real life. So yeah, thank you. And that is from my side. If there are any questions, please let me know.
What research gaps you have find from all this study? Because this is the study review paper only. So
Yeah,
what was the major research gap you have found from this?
major research gap, sir. So basically, sir, if we compare on the basis of the three parameters only, so the models, like every model has used a different types of training procedures. So like and even their data sets were varied. So most of the data sets used were like places to. So like highly used data set was places to, whereas others use just like other models to use like Celeb HQ, or others like FFHQ. So those were the data sets were different. Then their training times and other hyperparameters were also different. But whereas the major part we can see here is like the FID FID parameter is there, right? So that was different for every model, and which basically FID represents like how much accurate your model is. So based on that, we have like segregated that. Even in our research paper, there is a like complete analysis of like in which paper or in which models, what were the lacking things and what were the advantages of that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Dear presenter, and then moving for our next presentation. Next we have Siddhant Bhaumik, and he's going to present on smart data manipulation tool.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Siddhant Bhaumik, and today I will present my research paper titled on Smart Data Manipulation Tool. This paper explores innovative methods to simplify and enhance database interactions, and it aims to build a robust and efficient tool for seamless data manipulation. So talking about our research paper, it mainly focuses on solving the problem of database storing, and what we have figured out is what we have researched is on targeting the Firebase cloud software. So to brief you about Firebase cloud software, it is an cloud application which is developed by Google, and it has a feature called Firestore in which NoSQL database operations could be stored by any web or app applications. So in Firestore, what we have studied is Firestore gives you storing capacity of NoSQL databases up to a certain limit, and after that it charges you on basis of your query operations and your data storing according to your time constraints. So the significance for my paper is in the increasing demand for intuitive and real-time database management, this tool can revolutionize how users interact with large data sets by making CRUD operations user-friendly and efficient. Moving on to the next topic. The technology used are Angular, TypeScript, JavaScript, as all are the technologies which are used in this research paper study. So talking about the background of the work, this research paper highlights challenges in managing NoSQL databases, such as complexity in performing compound queries and limited user interfaces. By this research paper has been studied, and we have referenced out at least 20 to 25 research papers from the previous study of the people who have previously worked on this topic. And the conclusion of what we have inferenced is previous tools often lacked users centric design or real-time capabilities, inspiring the creation of a tool that bridges the gaps and advanced algorithm and ML optimizations. So the methodologies we have used are the normal software technological stack like Firestore and Angular web-based applications for implementing and researching on this topic. And also we have proposed an idea of a new cache mechanism to solve the problem of and to solve and efficiently use the problem of data manipulation and storing. Showing you the architecture. Yeah, so this is our architecture, what we have proposed. So as you can see, here's our Angular app, it can be used as a web app, which can be connected. Usually in traditional ways, this Angular app is connected to the Firestore. But in this architecture, what we have done is we have created a local cache mechanism in which the Firestore data can be accessed. So in a layman's language, in simpler terms, what we can say is we have created a backend operation in which the local cache mechanism would store the data, and it would manipulate the SQL query, the queries which will be operated by the user or the one who is actually using the front end application. And then the Firestore would be updated using batch wise learning. So as you can see, the data which would be stored in cache, for that purpose, what we have proposed is we would use ML models. So initially, we would think of supervised learning as an ML implementation of this model. In supervised learning, you could say like the frequency of data used for storing this cache. So for that purpose, we various models are available, like random forest, decision tree models. And later on, as the technological stack brings more complexities to the issues, we could switch to reinforcement learning type of algorithms, so that we could tackle up and solve more complex problems and even operand our queries. So this is our architecture, and then this is the Firestore query performation formulae, in which it explains you how the operations are costed wise. So as you can see, there is document read cost for up to 50,000 of document reads. Then there's document write cost free up to 20,000, after which it charges you. Then there is document delete cost as well and storage cost as well. So after the study and operations of various researchers, what we have found is we can claim that with respect to conclusion of using compound indexing, which can be done using B indexing tree. So B index tree is the binary search index tree, which is used by Firestore itself. But the problem which arises is Firestore doesn't give any user the access to solve its compound to access to its compound trees on B indexing tree. So a user defined created B indexing tree can solve the issues on efficiently using the queries. So which could reduce the cost by up to 40%. With respect to applying the ML models as well as the designed cache architecture which we have initially proposed. Then this is the cost comparison. With this, I would like to conclude my presentation and ask for any further questions.
Can
Hello?
you go to your architecture slide?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now here for ML models, it is just a generic statement that you have used, that ML model used for decision making and sorting data. So whether you have precisely used some ML models or it is just a statement, what it is?
No, in our architecture, we have shorthandly just stated that we have used an RM model, but in our research paper, we have clearly mentioned which kind of ML models can be implemented, and after the complexity arises, which models can be further initiated.
So which model is the best fit for this?
We have opted for supervised learning models such as random forest and decision tree. What we have opted is that for supervised learning model, random forest is one of the best model, which would provide you accuracy of greater than 80%, but it depends on operational cost as well. And after that, when the complexity arises, this we have proposed, we haven't yet implemented and checked the statements, but what we have proposed and what we have theoretically solved out is that after complexity arises, this, one second. Yeah. So what we have proposed and what we have theoretically thought of is we can use reinforcement learning as our next approach of machine learning model if the complexity arises, as reinforcement learning can be beneficial for real-time data manipulation tools, and it will increase the Q factor of the model, and with learning a graph would also be real-time. And I think theoretically that could be the next approach, but graphically For supervised learning models, random forest is the best fit.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Thank you, Siddhant, for your presentation.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I'd like to
Sorry.
Now I'd like to invite next presenter. Next we have Martin H. Molly, and he's going to present on the paper titled The Influence of Sustainable Marketing on Supply Chain Transparency, a review. Dear presenter, you may please proceed with your presentation.
Okay, my name is Martin H. Murray, and I'll be presenting on the influence of sustainable marketing on supply chain transparency, a review. So these are my contents. So the introduction part have to do with sustainability becoming a vast driver of modern business practices, and they have increased consumer awareness and demand for ethical products are taking their role on corporate strategies. And with that, transparent supply chain companies can freely share information about the environmental and social practices under which they operate. This includes building great trust among their consumers and portray a very positive brand image. So this is a research methodology, and this methodology is a qualitative approach that was adopted for this particular study, where literatures were reviewed and case studies to utilize the understanding and the effectiveness of sustainable marketing on supply chain transparency. So the key academic papers were industrial reports and relevant research from the backdrop of this analysis to deliver a well-rounded understanding of the current disclosure on this subject. Additionally, case studies like Patagonia Company and Unilever were selected in order to understand how industry leaders are incorporating supply chain transparency in their marketing channel. So this is the literature review where transparency of sustainability disclosed among luxury and mass market fashion brands. It has several significant contributions to the disclosures surrounding the sustainability practices of the fashion industry. And another one was the narrative of transparency. It has to do with how supply chain communication shape brands' image in marketing and offers many significant contributions to the disciplines of marketing consumer behavior. So, supply chain transparency, what does it mean? It means that it is an insight or access to information regarding the entire supply chain, ranging from sourcing raw materials, manufacturing, and product delivery. And this have to do with one of the integral facets of corporate social responsibility, directly aligning with consumer trust and brand repetition. This particular transparency have to do with brand repetition, making the consumer to trust a particular brand or particular company when you incorporate transparency in your supply chain. Another one is that supply chain transparency allows companies to portray ethical practices and their sustainability to commit with the subsequently build better relationship with stakeholders. When supply chain transparency is incorporated within the companies, it will build relationship with customers and the stakeholders as well. And the intersection of sustainable marketing and supply chain transparency. This particular research of this interaction has to do with supply chain transparency being a sustainable marketing in its infancy. It is just a beginning of this particular transparency that we are talking about. As a sustainable marketing campaign, research indicates that Supply chain transparency is improved by such practices as businesses declare their ethical practices in public, not in hidden. Businesses should align their sustainability or their transparency, making it visible so that people can see their impact that they have on the environment. So, for instance, commodities supply as responsibly used or carbon emission to reduce the supply chain operation of a business company become visible through marketing efforts. So this is a case study. Several case studies were conducted. So there are two case studies in this paper. But for this particular presentation, we'll consider just one case study, uh, which is Patagonia. This particular company produces clothes. So they show transparency with the supply chain by providing comprehensive details on all matters related to the sourcing and manufacturing procedures for every product. Clients get details through the company's footprint chronicles initiatives, which also includes information on environmental and social impact in Patagonia's supply chain, along with details on the factories and laborers involved in the manufacturing process. So this company don't just incorporate sustainability, but they also make it visible to their customer, to stakeholders, to everyone, so that they can have good relationship with their customers and those who surround them. The impact sustainable marketing has on consumer behavior. Due to the conscious consumerism has changed the market with customer decision based on the sustainability policies offered by a company. A significant number of research studies have indicated that firms embracing sustainable marketing and maintaining supply chain or transparency see a hike in trust as well as loyalty from the customer. So companies who have incorporated this particular sustainability in their supply chain have gained more customer loyalty and they have more customers than those who have not incorporate sustainability in their supply chain. The rate of customers who opt to support morally good firms whose actions are supported by credible data is on the rise. So you can see people are conscious about their health and environmental friendly products as well. So if every company incorporate this particular supply chain transparency in their company, they can gain more support from credible customers. Another one is the challenge. Several challenges rises in this particular supply chain transparency. One of the greatest primary challenge is related to the complexity of global supply chain. Companies sourcing materials from several countries face different laws and standards. So if you are transporting goods and other materials from India to another country, there are some regulations that may inflate your standards in your country. So that particular challenge have been placed in the supply chain. And another one is it is a huge task to ensure that transparency prevails across such supply chains. In the case of data formats, there is a need to be standardization, which tends to impair the stakeholders' communication and collaboration, thereby affecting the timely availability of such vital information. And moreover, differences in adopted technologies by suppliers may similarly lead to the disparities in data availability and quality, hence complicating effort toward the integrated view of the supply chain. And another one is that the greatest one, many companies today, they exaggerate their product that it is environmentally friendly. But when you read about them, it is not true, which lead to greenwashing because they have lied to their customers, and for that reason, they may likely lose customers. This particular greenwashing has caused a significant challenge in supply chain sustainable transparency. So recommendation. Talking about the recommendation, following uh, things have to be considered based on the research. Companies shall commit themselves to fully disclose about their supply chain practices, what they have incorporated in their supply chain, like from sourcing, manufacturing, and distribution. And transparency must also be integrated into their marketing policies. Leveraging technologies. Technology like blockchain and IoT for their supply chain. So companies should incorporate blockchain for transparency, for customers to see how products are made, how they are environmentally friendly. And IoT will also help to trace the supply chain in real time for the company as well as the customers. Such technology may provide customers with near real-time data regarding the sustainability.
Sorry to interrupt you, dear author, but you have last minute. Kindly conclude the presentation.
So, in conclusion, sustainable marketing enhances supply chain transparency with regard to increased visibility, traceability, and disclosure. Companies such as Patagonia and Unilever have successfully proven that transparency not only cement consumer trust but also enhances the corporation in marketing itself as the leader of sustainability. So these are our references, and thank you.
Yes, thank you. No questions from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And
Okay,
thank you, dear
thank you.
presenter, for your presentation. Now I'd like to invite next presenter, Tejas Vandile, and he's going to present on the role of psychology, support, and counseling in enhancing patient recovery in hospital settings. A review of evidence. The presenter, you may please
Yes, sir.
proceed with your presentation. And I request all the participants that you may please stick to the given deadline about for the presentation.
Sir, I'm not able to share my screen. There will be a technical something.
Not an issue. Till then, you can solve the technical issue. Meanwhile, we'll conduct the next presentation. Then you can present your paper. All right?
Sir, okay, sir, but now I have a paper at 2 p.m., sir.
Sorry.
I have a paper of 2 p.m. of my university semester examination doesn't start from
Excuse me, sir.
last week,
Tejas,
sir, so I have a paper at 2 p.m. Yes,
Tejas, can you share the PPT
yes,
with me?
Martin.
So I will help you. I will help you share the screen. Share the PPT with me.
Okay, I will share. Okay, I will share you. Thank you, Martin.
Yes, you can do one thing. Yes, yes. Now it is.
Is, is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes, now it is visible.
Okay, start. You can start
So
now.
now this my yes. So that's my topic. Good morning, good afternoon, sir. My name is Tejas, and my research topic is the role of psychological support and counseling enhancing the patient's recovery in hospital. Guided by Dr. Deepak Sharma, sir, he's my guide, and that's my content. Yeah. Introduction, research methodology, literature. Introduction. So basically, my research has been related to the hospital. So that will be the psychological support and counseling that for recovery of the patient will be make faster or whatever thing. So that will be need to research. So I did that research. After that, the research methodology for the research, I done a research design. So I get 50 responses from the patient that will be receiving the psychological support and counseling from the hospitals, and then the population of an hospital patients is 50. So I collected the data by asking questions about the some related to that research. Then the primary data will be collected from the hospitals and some friends and some relatives that will be used as a psychological support. And secondary data will be generated from review literature, just like Donny Wade, Kunal Shah from Role Psychological First Aid and Ducting. Key Let's objective for my research was the investigating the psychological conditions of a hospitalized patients to assess the influence of the psychological supports and counseling on the speed of patient's recovery in hospital. So, objective that will be identified that the psychological support will be needed to solve, or that will be also contribute some efforts to faster recovery in the patients. Data analysis will be collected by the t-test has been done for the analyzing that, and the key result of the t-test has been rating that the psychological support and counseling will be make a patient's faster recovery in hospital, and that will be reduce the cost of the hospital under the patient's finances. And the conclusion for the research that evidence is that this faster recovery will be happening if the patient will be give counseling. That will be the conclusion. Hello.
Yes, Tejas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no
Okay.
questions from my side. But
Okay. Okay, Sakil. Okay, so moving
Okay.
forward for the next presentation. Next we have Chetan, and he's going to present a paper about transforming supply chains with artificial intelligence, a strategic approach. Chetan, you may please proceed with your presentation.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Chetan. Today I am presenting the topic of transforming supply chain with artificial intelligence, a creating approach. Research author is Chetan and Deepak Sharma. Then I am introductions, managing supply chains in a one's most important part of running a company. Some expertise effects, recalling the times when then items want to unavailable, preferred grocery store, clothing and store. There are numerous occasional they scored great deal at the end of period, unexpected increasing gas like a shortage, many people's external direction, public research and industries. Or remember when you personalized product like a kitchen cabinet or personal computer was greatly delayed. Then my research objective is investigate AI systems like utilizing supply chain management to analyze the process of implementation in supply chain management to evaluate the impact of AI on supply chain efficiency performance. Then I explain some literature review. I add five literature review like author study focus and their key finding gaps. First is Gulham Francis Poe. Their topic is supply chain formation. Second topic is integration lean concept, supply chain, general overview of supply chain management, e-supply chain management, evolution and future supply chain management. Then I explain 10 algorithms for AI in supply chain management, like start from raw materials of procurement process. Second things is supplier interaction. Then third is the manufacturing process of product. Warehouses management, distribution planning and retail location, customer interaction, information flow back to suppliers to continuously collect the data from stages, continuous optimization, AI system constantly entire supply chain to process data-driven insight. Then end its process is to AI integrate information flow and physical flow to optimize supply chain management, enabling real time to adjustment the improvement and each stages of process. This supply chain management plus AI is the one of the interest topics to supply chain management, which focuses on relation between many industries like especially marketing, logistic, and production. Artificial intelligence, as the name implies, the capacity of computer to solve the issue its own, even it hasn't been specifically designed to do so. It was founded in 1956. Then final step is a conclusion to play AI influence transformative roles to supply chain management by boosting efficiency to optimizing resource, enabling better decision making to data-driven insight. AI includes various stages like raw material sourcing, manufacturing, warehouses, distribution, and the customer interaction. Business can relate more eager, transparent, and responsive supply chain. AI is powered to search the predictive analysis, real-time data process, and automation help to organization to accurate forecast demand, reduce cost, shorten lead times, and enhance the customer satisfaction of the AI is not a streamly supply chain operation, but this is the also promote sustainability of and resilience into fast evolving business landscape. Thank you, sir.
Thing
Hello.
It is just a survey, nothing else has been done.
That's the basis on the secondary data.
But comparative analysis of secondary data is also not presented. That we have what exactly the AI techniques are used currently in supply chain management and what advances can be done from your side. That can be presented, right, in secondary data.
Yes.
So that too, it is missing.
Yes. I'm not at that
Okay.
at there.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Just in PPT.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so moving forward for the next presentation. Next we have Akshay Lakhan. He's going to present on vehicle object detection based on YOLO V8. Akshay, you may please proceed with your presentation.
Yeah, sir, am I audible?
Yes, Akshay, you are.
So, hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akshay Lakad, and I am delighted to present my research on vehicle object detection based on YOLO V8 model. This research was conducted in collaboration with co-authors Bhargav Dave and Trusha Patel. Our work focuses on leveraging YOLO V8's capabilities for real-time object detection in complex scenarios, which is a crucial component for building intelligence transportation systems and smart cities. So basically, we all know traffic congestion is a growing problem globally with significant implications for urban mobility, safety, and some environmental sustainabilities. In traditional methods such as manual vehicle counting or basic image processing techniques often fall short when dealing with some dynamic dynamic conditions like lightning changes, occlusions, or adverse weather or rainy weather. With the rise of machine learning methods like SVM classifier, improved detection, but were still not robust enough for complex scenarios. The introduction of deep learning, especially for YOLO series, revolutionized object detection. YOLO's approach to treating object detection as a single stage task allow for real-time processing. YOLO V8, the latest in this series, bring further advancement like an anchor-free design and enhanced feature extraction. And this is the literature review. In this earlier methods heavily on manual techniques or traditional image processing algorithm. While this method were simple, they could not handle some like real world complexities like variation in vehicle size, lightning conditions, or traffic density. Other method in machine learning models such as support vector machine SVMs, marked a significant improvement. However, they required a manual features extraction and were sensitive to noise, limiting their scalability and accuracy. And other models like in a deep learning revolution, like faster RCNN and SSD, introduced automated feature extraction and multi-state detection, significantly improving accuracy. However, their computational demands made them unsuitable some some like real-time applications. But in YOLO series, they transformed object detection by introducing a single stage process that is both fast and also accurate. Each successive version of YOLO improved on like its predecessor. YOLO weight is the most not most advanced, but it is advanced and addressing limitation like small object detection and high occlusion. Here is the methodology. So for the training and testing, we use a top view vehicle detection image dataset. It has something like 2000 to 2100 images. And for the model training, we use a YOLO V8 version. So YOLO V8 was trained using the ultra lightweight framework optimized for GPU computation via data augmentation techniques and such as like random cropping, flipping, and brightness adjustment to increase the robustness of the model. And we use some evaluation parameters like precision, recall, IOU stand for intersection over union, and MAP, which is mean average precision, and some other challenging scenarios for the testing. This is mainly three scenarios which is uh, used in this testing. So in the nightmare detection, detecting vehicle at night, we all know is challenging due to low visibility and uneven lighting. So for this YOLO weights feature, network ensure it can extract key features even in poor lighting condition, enabling accurate nighttime detection. And other like in occlusion situation, YOLO weight handles effectively by using its anchor-free approach, which is focused on object center rather than fixed anchor points. This allows it detect even partially visible vehicles. And other like rainy weather, in rain, fog, and other weather condition, introduce image. These are the result from our research. Like YOLO weight achieved an MAP 50 of 97.1% at IOU threshold of 0.5 and 73.7% MAP on a range of 0.5 to 0.95. This score indicate excellent performance across varying detection threshold. And like a comparison of with other models like YOLO V2, it struggle with smaller object and occlusion, and some other like retina rate was more accurate but significantly slower. But YOLO V8 combined high speed with superior accuracy, making it ideal for real-time detection. So for the conclusion, YOLO V8 anchor-free design and advanced feature extraction enable it to detect small and like some occult object effectively, and it outperforms old model V2 and retina in both accuracy and speed. And also some applications like these capabilities make it suitable for deployment in intelligent transportation system, autonomous vehicle, and like some other urban traffic monitoring. And while YOLO V8 performs exceptionally well, future studies could focus on further improving its efficiency and adapting it to other domains like other detection and accident analysis and other traffic situations. So yeah, this is the conclusion of our research, and these are some reference which is used for this research. Thank you.
Why yellow V8? We are having V9, V10, V11 now.
Yes, sir. We because sir, now we are only focusing on smaller models, YOLO V such as YOLO V8, and we have not mainly focused on other models like YOLO V9 because we have not
Then
any insufficient knowledge about this.
okay, whether this yellow V8 has an what we can say effect of overfitting on the basis of data, whatever you are using.
Yeah, sir. It can be overfitting like some other scenarios, like we give some scenarios like nightmare, and if some vehicle, like for example, if one vehicle is behind the other, so in such case, like if 0% visible of the second vehicle, then it also gives some overfitting scenarios, and yeah, this.
Okay, fine.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Akshay, for your presentation. Now, just a quick announcement for the authors who haven't presented. First, we have S. Karnik, and next we have Aryan Iredkar. Does anyone have? Does anyone going to present the paper on behalf of them? All right, no one is available right now. So, as we have completed all the presentations in this session, so I sincerely thank our authors for the excellent presentation and their great contribution in this session. And I hope you will enjoy. I hope you have enjoyed the knowledgeable and interactive sessions. Um, we, on behalf of whole team, thank you for your support during this ninth version of the conference and all previous 8 versions of the conference. And we will be happy to have you all in the 10th version in 2025. All the presenters will be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer. So publication will be live within 6 to 7 months. So kindly cooperate with the team of ICTCS 2024. I sincerely thank our session chair for chairing the session. Sir, there is one token of appreciation to be a chair on behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and Team ICTCS.
Thank you. Thank you, Harsh.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your valuable presence over here. And now at the end, I request you all turn on your camera so we can capture the good memories of this virtual conference. I request all, if it is possible, please turn on your cameras.